Welcome back to MMA Mayhem. Today we're diving into the world of MMA, specifically the UFC, to bring you 10 career-changing losses in the sport's history. From brutal knockouts to heartbreaking submissions, these fights will leave you in awe. Remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Now, let's get started. At UFC 162, fight fans witnessed one of the most shocking upsets in MMA history. Anderson Silva, regarded as one of the greatest fighters of all time, was on a 16-fight winning streak and had held the middleweight title for over 7 years. However, Chris Weidman, a rising star with an undefeated 9-0 record, was determined to make his mark in the UFC. Silva, known for his showboating, began taunting Weidman in the second round. Weidman kept his composure and caught Silva with a powerful left hook, knocking him out cold and ending his legendary reign. This fight serves as a crucial reminder to never underestimate your opponent, no matter how confident you may be. The loss to Weidman marked a turning point in Silva's career, as he was never able to recapture the middleweight title, and his subsequent performances lacked the same dominance he once displayed. Ronda Rousey, the UFC's first female bantamweight champion, was an unstoppable force with an impressive 12-0 record. Going into UFC 193, she was heavily favored to defeat Holm, a talented striker and former boxing world champion. However, Holm's striking prowess proved to be too much for Rousey. In the second round, Holm executed a perfectly timed head kick that sent Rousey crashing to the canvas unconscious. This stunning defeat marked the beginning of the end for Rousey's MMA career, as she would never regain her title. This devastating defeat shattered Rousey's aura of invincibility, and she only fought once more before retiring from the sport to pursue a career in professional wrestling. The first defeat of Conor McGregor in the UFC occurred at the hands of Nate Diaz in UFC 196. McGregor, the reigning featherweight champion, decided to move up 2 weight classes to face Diaz on short notice. The Irishman started strong, but began to tire in the second round. Diaz, known for his durability and boxing skills, capitalized on McGregor's exhaustion, landing heavy strikes before securing a rear naked choke that forced McGregor to tap. This humbling loss taught McGregor a valuable lesson and set the stage for their epic rematch later that year. The loss to Diaz was a humbling experience for McGregor, forcing him to reassess his approach to fighting and prompting a more calculated strategy in his future bouts. The Notorious was one of the lucky few who managed to rebound after such a loss. One of the most highly anticipated bouts in UFC history took place at UFC 194, when Conor McGregor challenged Jose Aldo for the featherweight title. Aldo, a dominant champion, hadn't lost a fight in over a decade, but McGregor's relentless trash talk and confidence captured the attention of fans worldwide. The fight ended in a shocking 13 seconds, with McGregor landing a devastating left hook that knocked Aldo out cold. This historic victory earned McGregor the featherweight title and solidified his status as a UFC superstar. Many fans are confident that without the lucky punch McGregor landed, he would have been in serious trouble against the King of Rio. Aldo's crushing defeat to McGregor took a toll on his confidence, and while he would later reclaim the featherweight title, he never quite regained the same dominant form he once had. The bitter rivalry between John Jones and Daniel Cormier reached its peak at UFC 214. After a heated build-up with personal attacks and trash talk, both fighters entered the octagon with the intent to settle the score. In the third round, Jones unleashed a brutal head kick, followed by a barrage of ground and pound, finishing Cormier and reclaiming the light heavyweight title. Sadly, Jones would later be stripped of the title due to a failed drug test. But this fight remains one of the most memorable in their storied rivalry. The loss to Jones was a major setback for Cormier, who struggled to overcome the heartbreak of falling short against his arch-rival, despite later achieving success as a heavyweight. In one of the biggest upsets in UFC history, Georges St-Pierre faced underdog Matt Serra at UFC 69. St-Pierre, the reigning welterweight champion, was widely expected to dominate Serra, who had earned a title shot after winning the Ultimate Fighter 4. However, in the first round, Serra managed to land a flurry of powerful punches that overwhelmed St-Pierre, forcing the referee to stop the fight and crowning Serra as the new welterweight champion. This stunning loss would become the catalyst for GSP's incredible comeback and eventual dominance in the welterweight division. UFC 112 featured a lightweight title bout between champion BJ Penn and underdog challenger Frankie Edgar. Penn, a highly skilled and versatile fighter, was expected to retain his title against Edgar. However, Edgar's speed, striking and relentless pace proved too much for Penn. After 5 grueling rounds, Edgar was awarded a unanimous decision victory, dethroning Penn and becoming the new lightweight champion. This marked the beginning of Edgar's reign as champion, who defeated BJ Penn 2 more times. After losing to Edgar, Penn's career went into decline as he struggled to maintain the elite level of performance that once made him a dominant force in the lightweight division. Two of the most dominant female fighters in MMA history clashed at UFC 232 as bantamweight champion Amanda Nunes moved up in weight to challenge featherweight queen Cris Cyborg. In an explosive first round, Nunes showcased her striking prowess by knocking out Cyborg in just 51 seconds, becoming the first woman to hold 2 UFC titles simultaneously. This victory solidified Nunes as one of the greatest female fighters in MMA history and further enhanced her legendary status. The loss to Nunes marked the end of Cyborg's 13-year unbeaten streak, and although she later found success in Bellator, the defeat tarnished her image as the most feared female fighter. Although not a UFC fight, the devastating loss of Fedor Emelianenko to Fabricio Werdum under the Strikeforce banner was too monumental to exclude from our list. Emelianenko, widely regarded as the greatest heavyweight in MMA history, entered the fight with an unbelievable 28-fight unbeaten streak. Werdum, a skilled submission artist, shocked the world by catching Emelianenko in a triangle choke in the first round, forcing him to tap and ending his legendary unbeaten run. This historic upset remains one of the most significant moments in MMA history. Our list includes this unforgettable rematch between Michael Bisping and Luke Rockhold at UFC 199. Bisping, taking the fight on just 17 days' notice, was a massive underdog against the reigning middleweight champion Rockhold. However, in a stunning turn of events, Bisping connected with a powerful left hook in the first round, knocking Rockhold out and capturing the middleweight title. Bisping's Cinderella story remains a testament to the unpredictability and excitement of MMA, showcasing that anything can happen in the octagon. Rockhold's defeat to Bisping was a major setback in his career, and while he continued to compete at a high level, he struggled with injuries and inconsistency, never recapturing the middleweight title. As we conclude our journey through these 10 devastating losses in MMA history, it's important to remember that the outcomes of these fights not only impacted the careers of these fighters involved, but also shaped the sport as a whole. Each of these bouts serves as a reminder that in the world of MMA, anything can happen, and no fighter is invincible. Thank you for joining us on this trip down memory lane. We hope you enjoyed revisiting these iconic fights and the moments that changed the lives and careers of these extraordinary athletes. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content.